Alrighty, good morning. How we doing, folks? Taking a look at NQ here. Do have a pretty large gap higher. Gap rules are definitely going to apply for this morning. We've got a big gap outside of the prior day's range. So remember yesterday we had that undercut of the prior day's low, which would be Tuesday's low, and then a quick reclaim of that level. I had mentioned on the 15-minute chart that was a higher time frame spring setup, so long as that 255 level of interest could continue to hold. Price from there just pretty much sets up into a compression pattern for the duration of the morning and then into early afternoon, and we actually see it trigger a little bit of a breakout ahead of the close into power hour there and just get knocked right back down at Tuesday's volume point of control. So the closing notes yesterday that were posted in the Traders Think Tank talked about the importance of the 330 level of interest as well as the 400 level of interest. Some key areas we've been watching this week. Now during the overnight session, we've got that big push up and through 400, up and through 330, up and through 400, even up and through 500 and 538, which is the weekly time frame main level on watch that we outlined in the weekly candle newsletter from Sunday, which is right through here, right? That price point was keeping a lid on things for the past 3 to 4 weeks until Monday's session. Now we're pretty much right back up into that area. So as far as today, buyers continue to show their strength. That's a byproduct of the intermediate term structure here, which has remained bullish even following that sell-off that we saw on Tuesday. Near term did flip a little bit bearish, but the intermediate term did remain bullish. We now have the near term showing more of a neutral right now, and the intermediate term still bullish. So it's a bullish / neutral backdrop. What I want to see for this morning is, number one, how the gap is going to be treated, typical gap rules on a session like this. And then how this 538, 500 area is going to be treated right through here. Right through there. We want to see if buyers can continue to defend that area. Now, if we see a failure here down through 500, we might see 400 trading again, which would be the expected move there. So I'll be looking at some hold here in the 500 area. And if that fails, I won't be interested until price gets back into 400 or alternatively show some type of reclaim of the 500 area with some sort of market structure that we can lean on the higher time frame. So that's the game plan as of right now. Price is just shy of that 620 level of interest. We've got a high volume node all through here, right? All through this 600, 620 area. You can see, oh no, you can't see that actually. So let me rescale this. There you go. There's that high volume node right through here. Way over here on the left side of the screen. Big volume node. That's from all this action here. So price kind of bumping up into that structure right now. Ideal scenario for me would be some sort of retrace into this area and then a bounce. We may or may not see that, but I'll definitely be looking at the reaction into that 500, 538 zone, see if buyers are going to step in there or not. And if it fails, if sellers are able to push price through that area with some acceptance, again, looking at the 400 area, it's kind of the main level that I would be interested in. So that's the game plan as of right now. We do have some 10 a.m. data, and then we also have Netflix after the close today, which definitely can have an impact on NQ. So let's see what we get here off of the open. 3 minutes till the actual open. No pre-market trading for me this morning. We did have, actually was a decent setup off of the session volume point of control there, a little bit of a higher low. I was away from the desk at that time, but that actually looked okay. Let's see what we actually get here with the gap. It's going to be a big gap higher. NQ currently up 1.1% in the overnight sesh. One minute till the open here. See what that open is looking like here. Remember, gap rules do apply. There's a 5-minute regular trading hours chart. Let's see that open. All right, there's the open. Sellers stepping in right away. ATR over 100%. Yeah, that's definitely a good observation. NQ coming into 538 here. What you can also do is take that fib for the overnight sesh if you need some additional reference points. Pre-market low into pre-market high. Prefer to see those levels with some alignment on other reference points or other levels of interest, but there it is, that first 23% fib right there near 520. So NQ first test of 538 here during the regular trading hour sesh. See if buyers have any interest in this zone. Session volume point of control currently down into 512. That includes the extended hours. Looks like ES opened up pretty weak as well off the open there. And opening 5-minute bar closes in 90 seconds. So far, quite bearish. You can see that 5-minute bar here. As a reminder, these candles right here are all 5-minute time frame. There's that first shallow fib for the overnight move. And price coming into the 500 level of interest now. No interest there at 500 as that opening 5-minute bar closes here in about 20 seconds. Price coming into VWAP. Personally not interested in VWAP right here. Like I had mentioned before the open, we wanted to see 538 to 500 area, how it was treated, and if it failed, I either want 400 or some reclaim of that 500 area with higher time frame structure. So right now it's just a waiting game. Not far off 500 now, or excuse me, 400. 400 level of interest. Where's that prior day high? Right around 379. Right there into 400. Pretty quick move. Big gap and crap. as we like to say. Staying patient personally. No desire to be the first one in here, especially with gap rules. The gap does not fill until about 3:35. So keep an eye on that 15-minute. Keep an eye on that 5-minute. Till then, personally, just sitting is that typical gap and crap. Okay, so buyers showing some interest here. Let's see if we get any sort of market structure to work with. There's the underside of VWAP being tested. So far, that's been a 61% retrace of that overnight move. First 15-minute bar closes up in 3 minutes here. NQ into that underside of VWAP. Staying patient, staying patient. Great volume so far this morning. Volume point of control shifted there. I'm showing 445 for volume point of control. So far, the 400 level of interest is held. We have the first 5-minute green close of the session. Got that next 15-minute bar opening up here. See if price can break up and through VWAP. You may be looking at a retest into 500. Overnight gap technically has not been filled. Intraday starting to show a little bit of a change in character here. See if price can break that 470 area. Got the 50% fib for the intraday move up there into 489 and then the 500 level of interest. NQ just shy of that 50% retrace intraday there. The 490 area. About 10 minutes till 10 a.m. We do have a 10 a.m. data print. Mind the 10 a.m. print. So far, 400 has held pretty nicely. Buyers stepped in where they needed to as far as the near-term structure is concerned. And NQ, again, retesting that 50% fib right there. That's for the regular trading hours move. See if we get a true test of 500 here. Anyone trading yet? Any trades out there yet? In cash. Got the MES gap and crap. Nice. The old gap and crap. Still cash. All good. Deployed a trade. Benny has deployed a trade. It's probably long from the exact low. 402.75. Try to short that failed. After that 400 test, that was tough. I think you had to be in earlier. One scalp so far. Nice. So we got 6 minutes till 10 a.m. 6 till 10. We know that 400 is held. Christopher's trading individual names. NQ held 400. So let's see how this structure develops into 10 a.m. here. We've already got the retest of 500. Buyers are now looking for a reclaim of this 500 up into 538, up into the session high. If this kind of bounce from 400 is to continue. VWAP is below, session volume point of control is below. Some good two-way action so far this morning. Got the momentum off the open into 400. You got the bounce there. It's a 100-point bounce. Four minutes until 10 a.m. We have business inventories at 10 a.m. More of a minor print, but a print nonetheless. There you go, some sellers stepping in there. Back into session volume point of control. You had price retrace into that fib sell zone with the 500 level of interest there. Definitely a decent spot to be attempting that short. So for the near-term structure, 400, buyers are going to want to defend that point. Price is getting back into there right now. And about 90 seconds till 10. Let's see this 10 a.m. print. Dom got back in the short there. All right, here comes that print. Let's see. Pretty muted, right? Price still here at the session volume point of control. Still here, still here. Here comes 400. Retesting the lows post 10 a.m. NQ. No new low of day just yet. There's your new low of day. There's that prior day high. So prior day high fails here. You've got that next downside level of interest at 330. And that 330 area is right around the gap fill location as well. NQ retesting the prior session low there. Back into 400. Do they set up the spring? Is this a spring trade in the making? Need to see 400 holding, if so. 4-hour candle. See that 4-hour. Price coming back into that weekly volume point of control here on this higher time frame. Traded up into this high volume node area up through here. I know you can't see that. Let's see. Kind of rescale. High volume node fails there. Fills the volume void quickly. We're back into this kind of massive range. Back into that weekly volume point of control. And Q coming into the lows here. Limited interest at that prior day high so far. So primarily watching the reaction here in this 400 prior day high area. Buyers will be looking to defend this zone. Again, if they fail, you're looking at 330 down below. Downside level of interest there for NQ. And also pretty close to the gap fill spot. Overnight gap from yesterday's close. back into the lows there. No real buying interest here so far. A little microstructure developing between 370 and 410. There's your new low of day. Misha's micro scalping the 1 second chart. Psycho. You're an animal. You are an animal. Said the 30 second is too slow. That's what 4 hours a day of TikTok will do to you. So I'd be most interested in a reclaim of 400 here with then a higher low market structure like that. Something like that. There's your retest of the underside of 400 there. And that next 15-minute bar is about to close up here in about 90 seconds. Another red bearish bar on the 15-minute chart. So there we go. Price making an attempt at that 410 area, that little microstructure. Dom caught that little micro spring set up there. See if we get a push back into VWAP. Yeah, 5 minute is looking better here. See if we can get some follow through. Location's good for a bounce. NQ bumping into that 23% fib. That's for the regular trading hour sesh. 23% fib retracement right there at 420. Keeping an eye on that 30-minute candle. Still has 11 minutes before it closes. That's this one right here. But if we see a hammer in this area, a 30-minute hammer, that would definitely be a powerful signal for the late morning setup. So something to keep an eye on, definitely, especially given the location. 400 prior day high area here. Somewhat responsive buyers so far. Retesting that weekly volume point of control, right? Right now, working with the assumption that all of this action from the past couple of days was accumulation on the 15 and 30-minute chart. So this action this morning should just be a retest. Time will tell. Time will tell. Where's our session volume point of control? I lost it. There it is. 444. And Q coming into that session volume point of control with VWAP right around there as well. 445, 450 area. If you have any longs, that's a good spot to trim. 15-minute, may see a break of the prior bar high. That would occur right around 450, 451 area. Couldn't find an entry. Yeah, that action wasn't the cleanest down there. Was not the cleanest action. The microstructure spring with prior day high is probably going to be your best entry down there, in my opinion. That candle, that is right. What time is that? 10:10. Yeah, I got some longs down there, still riding. Not on the spring. Did not get the spring, unfortunately. What I wanted was a reclaim into the 400. I didn't trust the prior day high as much in this scenario. But the problem with the 400 is then the risk point is much wider, so you have to go in with partials. NQ coming into that 50% retracement here. 473 area. I've got 3 trades so far on the sesh. I'll share in a second here. One was a stop, took a full stop. But the other 2 are looking quite nice. So NQ, we're looking for 500 as that next major upside target. Mish has an account just for gambling. Wow. Wow. That's crazy. And cue a little bit of churn here near that session volume point of control. As price is just shy of that 50% retracement of the regular trading hour sesh. 15-minute closes up here in 3 minutes, as well as the 30-minute. We do have a big hammer on the 30-minute time frame there. Let's see how it closes. Don't want to be doing that analysis too early. There goes my trail. So let's take a look at this. So ended up trying that higher low after the 400 bounce. You can see that one scaled out into 500. Then grabbed the trail as 500 was rejected. Tried what I thought was a higher low there. You can see that if I flip back to this chart, you can see that 1 minute hammer that develops right at session volume point of control. I thought that looked pretty good. Personally, there's no level of interest there or a reference point, so technically it is a lower quality trade. Full stop on that play. And then scaled in near the 400 and prior day high bounce. Now, I did not love that location because I was trying for a spring trade there with the 400 reclaim and the prior low. However, I made my risk point quite wide. And so I have to go in with partials on that one. As you can see, I missed the ideal entry there, which was that microstructure spring. But overall, ends up being a pretty nice morning here. All trades based on the 400 level of interest, just expressed in a few different ways. And one of them actually failing. So 2 for 3 so far. Yeah, that 1 minute hammer looked pretty good, I thought. But again, no level, right? No level, no reference point. So for me, it's lower quality. I mean, the idea definitely makes sense, but it's gonna always be a lower quality play for me personally. There's your retest of the 400. That was actually a really nice retest of 400 right there. To the tick. Very, very clean. Just now. Very nice. Yeah, I thought that, like I said, I thought that higher low was a worthwhile attempt. Obviously, because I was in there. Just did not work. So that's how it goes. That's how it goes sometimes. Love to see this kind of action. Almost a perfect retest of the level with a big velocity move. Those that are in the TMG will know that's my kind of setup right there. We'll talk about that later today in the mentorship group. Did not catch it this time, unfortunately. Yeah, sometimes that's how, like I said, that's how it goes sometimes. Sometimes a pretty good looking setup is going to fail. That's just normal variance within trading. The one critique I would have on that actual opportunity is that, again, there's no real level there other than the session volume point of control. So for me, highest probability trades occur with higher time frame structural points, which are going to be the levels of interest that I talk about so frequently. As of right now, I like to see price up and through 460 or maybe a retest of the 400, though we just saw that. So another retest would not be all that great for the bullish thesis here. We do have that 30-minute showing the hammer, which is good. So ideal scenario for buyers would be that 30-minute bar showing some follow through, which again is up through that 460, 465 area. Yeah, 15 looks good as well. The 30-minute is more convincing though. All right, man. Take care. Have a good day. No donations. No donations. No need to donate to the market. A+ trades only. A+ quality setups. One hour into the sesh, how are we doing? How's everyone's morning? Some decent action this morning. Some good two-way action. At the levels too, which is what we love to see. Session low is marked right around 10 a.m. too. Gotta love that 10 a.m. reversal time. Surviving, that's good. Good. Shy of daily goal. Did a little too much. Green, small red, green. All right, pretty good. Pretty good. Love to see it. Just waiting for the next A plus. Yep, same. Volume tapering down a bit. 30-minute has not shown that follow through, that 30-minute bar. Just flat, all good. Nothing wrong with being flat. Break even. If you break even, you're already doing better than a majority of people that call themselves traders. So break even is usually a good spot to be. It just means you're a few tweaks away from being profitable. Back into 400. Actually, like I mentioned a few minutes ago, I don't love the retest here. We do have a series of lower highs intraday. So I'm gonna avoid getting involved here personally. It's not to say I can't bounce. It's just the action preceding this test of 400 is not what I typically like to see. Not much econ data tomorrow. Yeah, it's a slow week for econ data. Very slow week for that economic data. But we still got a couple of decent days today, this week. Yesterday was solid. Today's solid. Yeah, Netflix will definitely be market moving for NASDAQ anyway. Those big tech names are usually going to be at least moving QQQ, moving the NASDAQ. There's 400 holding again. Next 15-minute bar looks like an inside bar. So far anyway. Still have 5 minutes on that one. You know, I like to see a break of 460 that holds based on what we're seeing on the 30-minute chart. There's NQ into the underside of VWAP yet again. Just kind of caught here between 400 and 450 for the time being. All right, take care, Christina. There's your rejection of 450 back into that 400 area. So staying very patient now. No interest at that retest of 400. That's what I was talking about a few minutes ago. And NQ not far off of the session low here. So NQ still with the series of lower highs intraday. On your 5-minute and 2-minute charts. Buyers still interested in this prior day high 400 area. But like I said a couple times now, my preference is for some action above 460. Looking at that most recent 30-minute candle. Haven't placed any new trades since that, right around that 10 a.m. reversal off the prior day high and 400 level of interest. So we'll see if we get another setup here in the next 12 to 15 minutes as we get into 11 a.m. Got ES sitting on the lows as well, right near that prior day high area. We've got the Russell trading at session lows. NQ volume really tapering out more here. See you, Dom. Have a good one, man. And NQ retesting that prior day high, just shy of the session low now. Well, it does not look like that 30-minute bar I wanted to see with some follow through is going to show it. Got about 7 minutes here for this next candle to close on the 30-minute. And again, very similar to the 400 that I'd mentioned about 10-15 minutes ago. Not all that interested in the prior day high here, simply based on the action that has come before. I'd need to see some sort of washout, maybe a spring setup, something like that, or some intraday change of character. It's kind of the main watch here for the next 10 minutes or so before shutting it down for the morning. See how this 5-minute candle closes here. That looks better. That definitely looks better. Nice hammer in the making. Hamsky. That 5-minute high is right there near 410. See if that 15-minute gives us a hammer. Definitely some improvement there on the 5 and 15. So main thing I'll be watching here into the late morning is, again, how price continues to build out in this area, how that intraday structure continues to develop near 400 and the prior day high keeping an eye on the 15 and 30-minute charts, because location is definitely ripe for a bounce. Doesn't mean it's a guarantee. That price does bounce from here, but if we are going to see that setup, we want to see it start to materialize again on those higher time frames. That gives you conviction. Then you can just look for your entry and have a high probability trade on your hands. But as of right now, what we have is kind of a floor through here at that high. Price initially bounces, right? You got that high. Okay, it bounces. You got that high. Bounces. And the theme continues, and it's like a bouncing ball that gets lower and lower. Typically, these end up breaking down. This type of action ends up breaking down, so vice versa is true when you see it the other way. Is like yesterday's action. We had that compression pattern with kind of the ceiling right through here, right? You'll notice the series of higher lows. Then into power hour, you get the expansion move there. Now this one didn't hold, but the idea still worked pretty nicely, so. That's what I was saying. I either want to see some intraday change or some big washout of this low before I grab some longs. Again. So on that note, hope that makes sense. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down here. Hope you guys had a good morning. Some decent setups. Some decent action to work with. We'll keep it going in the Traders Think Tank per usual. If you guys have questions, you know where to find me. Send me a DM in the Traders Think Tank. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next stream. Thank you guys for your time this morning. And have a great rest of your morning.